Hi everybody, I'm Dan Williams, and on behalf of George Langevin Sports Video Productions, I'd like to welcome you to today's Game of the Week. It's the round of 16 on the march to the State Cup. Super soccer action in the girls under 14 division. It is a beautiful day here in Moreno Valley. We are located here at El Potrero Park, and we've got two top teams. Let's take a look at the rosters. First of all, for the Camarillo Eagles in the girls under 14 division, starting off wearing 00, that is going to be L'Oreal Lynch. Lynch wearing the famous 00. Wearing jersey number 3 will be Angela Mejia. That's Mejia wearing jersey number 3 for the Eagles. Number 4 for today's game will be Jessica Trevino. Trevino wearing number 4. Number 5 will be Erin Braunschweiger. Braunschweiger with number 5 on her back. Number 7 will be Michelle Braunschweiger. That's Braunschweiger, Michelle, number 7. Wearing number 9 will be Kim Walker. Walker wearing number 9. Jersey number 10, that'll be worn by Vanessa Stone. Stone wearing number 10. Number 11 for the Eagles, that'll be Brianna Monca. Monca with number 11 on her jersey. Number 12 will be Ashley McKechnie. McKechnie with number 12. Number 13 will be Nicole Canterbury. Canterbury wearing number 13. The keeper for today's game for the Eagles, that's number 14, Tara Peraza. Peraza wearing number 14. And wearing number 15 for the Eagles, that will be Carrie Stedman. Stedman wearing number 15. Head coach Steve Monca, and that is the Camarillo Eagles. Now, carrying on for the other team in this girls under 14, we are talking about the Real Madrid Hawks, and here we go with their rosters. For the Hawks, wearing number 1, that's Phoebe Brower. Number 1 is, again, Phoebe Brower. Check that, Brower, number 1. Number 2, that'll be Juliana Goldstein. Goldstein wearing number 2. That'll be followed by Jennifer Newton. Newton will be wearing number 3 on her back. Jersey number 7 will be worn by Kelly Durbin. Durbin wearing jersey number 7. Number 11, that'll be Kimberly Jordan. Jordan with number 11 on her jersey. Caitlin Colvard. Colvard, that'll be jersey number 12. Followed by number 14, the captain for the team of the Hawks. That's Hayden Victor with number 14. Number 19, that's going to be Haley Jorgensborg. Jorgensborg with number 19. Number 31, that is Karis Eklund. Eklund, number 31, and followed by 00, Lily Funderburk. Head coach Martin Carty and manager Steve Durbin. Coming up, girls under 14 action. We are moments away from the whistle right here in Potrero Park, Moreno Valley. It's the Camarillo Eagles versus the Real Madrid Hawks. And there's the whistle, the start of today's game. It's the round of 16 State Cup action. And right away, trying to take control, both teams battling right at midfield. Volleying back and forth are both teams, the Eagles versus the Hawks. And now picking up the ball on the far sideline for the Eagles, that's Lynch. Lynch now being challenged by Brower. And now the ball goes sailing outside in the deep corner, racing for it, back and forth, both teams they go. And now picking up the ball for the Hawks and passing it now to midfield. Nice ball as it crosses midfield action. Nice ball picked up, 2-on-1 action in favor of the Hawks, and now taken away by the Hawks. Right there is Victor, the captain of the Hawks. And now we see a nice volley down deep in the corner. Once again, it's Hayden Victor. Coming up right behind is Juliana Goldstein. And now the ball goes outside the touchline. Picked up now by Lynch for the Eagles. A quick throw in. And now Monca trying to do the job, sails outside of the goal line, and so that'll be a goal kick for the Eagles. With the ball in hand, in the red shirt, Lily Funderburk. Funderburk now places the ball down in the corner, looking for a teammate. and she's going to be sending the ball back into play. So the action starts off here, volleying back and forth for control as the ball sails outside of the touchline. The Eagles with Vanessa Stone throwing the ball back in.
Make a run, Kelly.
And now the Hawks with a nice ball way downfield, racing after it for the Eagles and doing a nice job of trying to take control of the ball. Goes outside of the touchline, and that's of course what you want to do on a defensive standpoint. Try and slow down the effort of the offensive attack. That was Michelle Braunschweiger for the Eagles, who did a good job defensively in sending that ball outside of play. Now going to be a goal kick for the Eagles. They are moving right to left on your screen, and what a kick. Nice ball way downfield, and now both teams in action trying to get control of the ball. Back and forth it goes. Nice volley back up and over. Eagles now with a shot from way out, sails wide, and picking it up for the Hawks is Lily Funderburk. Funderburk now putting the ball back in the play. Nice ball once again, and you can really see the strength differences when you get up into the higher age brackets. Right there for the Eagles, L'Oreal Lynch. Nice intercept by Colvard for the Hawks. And now back and forth the ball goes. But this is girls under 14. They're bigger, they're stronger, and you can really see the difference when they put that ball into the air. Putting the foot on the ball, and that ball literally sails. Now, we got a slight breeze out here today. Like I said, it's a beautiful day, not a cloud in the sky. You can see people with umbrellas to try and keep the shade off their faces, because without some sunscreen today, everybody's going to go home with some red faces. Now picking up the action once again. No score, first half of play. 35-minute halves in this girls under 14 round of 16 matchup. And now once again going after the ball is Caitlin Colvard, being challenged by L'Oreal Lynch by the Eagles. And now cleared out temporarily. Nice coming up shot by the Eagles. Now trapped and racing up, gets some close action right on the near sideline. 2-on-1 in favor of the Hawks. Good job by Durbin. And give credit to Angela Mejia for the Eagles. She did not give up and kept control of the ball back and forth. And here we go once again. Trying to clear it out is the Hawks and bring it back down. And the ball now out in front. Crosses midfield. Nice pass by the Hawks. Give credit to Jordan. And there's a whistle. And the head referee stops action temporarily, pointing to where the ball has to be placed. And that'll be a kick for the Eagles. No score in this game. We mentioned it earlier. Two top teams playing today. They started with the rounds of 34 teams. And after the first three games, we're down to 16. And these are two of the lucky ones. Both talented teams. And we're seeing some great action right here. Nice header by Jorgensborg for the Hawks. Sends the ball down deep, racing after it. And being challenged now, that's Stone versus Newton. And now coming up is Lynch. Lynch racing after it. Newton is still there for the Hawks, goes out of bounds. And both teams now going to be lining up as it's going to be the Hawks ball. Down deep in the corner. And the corner kick is a dangerous one. Now we're in the girls under 14, remember, and they're going to get some loft on that ball. Number 11, that's Kimberly Jordan. She's going to try and put the ball arcing and spinning right in front of the net. The Camarillo Eagles defensively setting up, and here comes the shot. Action right there, kicked away temporarily. A bunch of legs, a bunch of feet. The ball still no control, people falling down. Whistle blown now by the referee, and I'll tell you what, that is so difficult for a keeper. That ball is bending and arcing. You're getting 6, 7, 8 different people involved with the ball. Quick shot, scores! That was a quick shot for the Hawks. It seemed that the Eagles might not have even been ready defensively. And give credit, looks like Kelly Durbin, who set the ball down quickly, and while the Camarillo Eagles were still setting up their defensive wall, it was Kelly Durbin with a quick shot, bounced off the hands of Tara Peraza and just couldn't keep it out of the net. So in this first half of play, Madrid Hawks score first blood, and it's 1-0. Now picking up play once again, now driving it deep down. It's the Eagles' turn. They're going to try and match that first shot on goal. That was successful for the Hawks. Down goes one of the players for the Eagles. Looks like Michelle Braunschweiger. And so because of that, number 11, Brianna Monca, gets a kick, and she sends a hard one. Up and in, there scores! From way out there, Brianna Monca mailed it long distance up and over the outstretched hands of Lily Funderburk, and quickly we have got a 1-1 tie. So just like the Hawks, who caught the Eagles off guard, the Eagles pay the dues back. Eagles from long distance, Brianna Monca sends the ball deep, up and over, and we have got a 1-1 ball game. Great action here in Moreno Valley. Round of 16 State Cup action. This is truly your game of the week. Now picking it up for the Hawks, Kimberly Jordan being challenged by a host of Eagles. Now picking it up is Lynch. Racing after it on the far sideline, Phoebe Brower. Brower now sending it deep, and now picked up by the yellow-based shirt of Tara Peraza. So it's Tara Peraza, the keeper for the Eagles. Her counterpart for the Hawks is going to be Lily Funderburk. Both of them great goalkeepers. Lily Funderburk, 0-0. Number 14, Tara Peraza for the Eagles. Now, nice job picking it up by Karis Eklund. Good struggle, a nice shot over the head and sent out of bounds. And of course, once again, that's good defensive play by the Hawks. Anytime you feel that you're losing control, the defensive strategy is slow down the pace of the offensive attack by kicking it out of bounds. Now here's a throw in by the Eagles. Good close-up action, 2-on-1. Squeezing by, nice pass, running down the far sideline. Driving deep, now being challenged. That was McKechnie being challenged by Goldstein. Goldstein that time doing a good job kicking the ball out of bounds. And that ball remains the Eagles. You can take a look at the turf that we're playing on here in Moreno Valley. It is beautiful sod, nicely conditioned. Looks the grass is actually a little thicker than possibly you'd like. Ball doesn't move as swiftly or as easily on some of these shorter turfed grass. One of the players goes down on that one, and that's a whistle right there. But you can see it's beautifully maintained. Nice green grass. The athletes truly enjoying playing on this. 1-1 is the score. We're still in the first half of play. And a substitution now coming in, going out for the Eagles, Lynch. And we'll check the number of the Camarillo Eagle that just came in just a moment. As we keep an eye on her, we're going to check her out. Action picks up right in front of us now. Good challenge by Durbin of the Hawks, and a whistle is blown. Ball's going to be awarded to the Eagles. And putting the ball back into play now, number 11, Brianna Monca. Nice trap right there. And now taken away temporarily by the Hawks. Nice ball racing after it, but once again the defensive stand of the Eagles is right there to take control back of the game. Nice intercept right in front of us. Now the ball sent down right there defensively. And all of a sudden from nowhere, you see a scoring opportunity just missing on the outside. So it was a quick from nowhere pass to the Eagles teammate. Quick shot on goal, not much energy to it. Sailed to the wide side of the post, and it was right there for the Hawks was Funderburk in case it had an accurate shot, but it did sail wide. So now Funderburk for the Hawks is going to be putting the ball back into play. Real Madrid Hawks, coached by Martin Carty, manager Steve Durbin, that is, brings the team down from the Los Angeles area. Outside the touchline it goes, and for the Hawks, Caitlin Colvard with the throw in, double-handed, good umph on that one and sends it down nicely on the far sideline. Ball now picked up by Jennifer Newton, squeaks out of there, and now Monka for the Eagles tries to do something with it. Nice header, and now all teams racing for it. Picked up now by Jordan. Good close-up action in front of us. She sends a nice ball downfield, racing for it. Both teams, that's Mejia versus Durbin. Deep in the corner, there's a push and a whistle. And that looks like that ball just might be awarded back to the Hawks as a push comes right from behind. 1-1 is the score, as we said. Beautiful day for a beautiful game, and these are two top-notch teams. And you've got for the Hawks right there, Kimberly Jordan. Ball on the ground, and she'll put the ball into play. Nice chip shot right in front of the net. There's an opportunity. Sails high. So we saw a moving Tara Peraza in the yellow shirt moving outside of the goal box area to react to the ball. And momentarily there was nobody in the net. The Hawks just couldn't get an accurate shot on as it sails high above the crossbar. So the ball comes back into play. Nice header by Jorgensborg for the Hawks. Good footwork right there as we see Jennifer Newton. And that was a nice shot. I tell you, these kids have got great strength. That was Jennifer Newton trying to mail a long-distance shot herself. And believe me, that had power and speed, sailed high and wide of the near post, that is. The end result is a goal kick as the Eagles put the ball back into play. I'm telling you, you have got to watch the legs of these athletes because they have got some strength in there, and that is very impressive. So it goes outside the touchline. Racing forward was Jordan, but not in time. And so Angela Mejia gives us a quick throw in for the Eagles. And now picked up by Monka, being challenged nicely. Newton now out in front, challenged by Stone. Newton versus Stone, and coming in to help for the Eagles was McKechnie. And now coming across, nice ball as it crosses, picked up by the Hawks, and it's their turn to try and do something. Off the foot of one of the Eagles, so it retains the Hawks ball, and it'll be a throw-in for them on the near sideline. Both of these teams battling it out to see who's going to be able to move on to the quarterfinal action. This is State Cup action right here, girls under 14. 1-1 tie, first half of play. And now right in front of us, Eagles sends a nice ball. It's going to be picked up by Hayden Victor. Victor's the captain for the Hawks, one of the true leaders on the team. She'll give you 110% anytime. And so racing after it was one of the Hawks, but not in time as it goes outside of the touchline. Carrie Stedman will be with the throw-in. And now we have a substitution leaving the game for the Eagles. We've got number 11, Brianna Monka. And now coming in for fresh legs once again is L'Oreal Lynch. Lynch back in the game with fresh legs for the Eagles. Action right at the midline. Both teams good defensively. I talked to both coaches earlier before the game started. For the Eagles, talking to the coach, he talked about speed and their defensive skills, which are really the strength of the team. That's Steve Monka I'm talking about. Very kind gentleman, was able to sit down and talk with me earlier in the day. Gave me some great information about the team. He really felt that for a first-year team, they were a very, very strong and talented one. Tipped his hat to speed and defensive skills as being the true main ingredients of this winning team. Now the counterpart to Steve Monka is Martin Carty. Martin for the Hawks feels his team is a very balanced team, both offensively and defensively. He also gives the nod to the strong defense. So both teams out on the field having some real good defensive stands as we've seen. Right now, though, with two quick scores in the first half, it's a 1-1 tie. But time and time again, when one of the teams tries to get something started, it gets squashed. Now there's a nice run-up play by Tara Peraza as she rolls the ball back out to Lynch. Now trying to set something up. are the Eagles, but right there defensively, nice foot on the ball by Kimberly Jordan. Ball goes outside, and it's going to be awarded back to the Hawks.
Jimmy!
And we're seeing another substitution coming out is Kim Walker for the Eagles.
Don't let him out.
And now coming back in, and we'll check that number. Ball back into play. Good action, racing after it nicely right there. Down the near sideline, and now being challenged one-on-one. We've got Victor picking up the ball, and now right there is Lynch for the Eagles. Tries to put the ball downfield. Kicked away and racing for it in the corner. Referee says play on. Just misses. A lot of action right there. Oh my, oh my. Lily Funderburg came up anticipating where the ball was going to be and just missed the ball. Luckily, the ball itself was just a hair wide of the far post, and I'll tell you, the Hawks miss a close bullet right there. And so from the corner, there was a kick by the Eagles. No damage done there. And so the score remains 1-1 as Funderburg brings the ball back out. She'll set it down and be able to put the ball back into play. Substitutions once again for the Eagles. They've had quite a bit of them in this first half of play. And just as she comes in, she almost gets some action. And you see right in front of us, ball goes out of play on the near sideline. Ball awarded back to the Eagles, and they're going to be throwing it in from right near the sideline. Once again, you can see it's such a beautiful day today. Great weather for soccer action. And on that throw-in, the whistle's given back now to the Hawks, as the throw-in wasn't as good as it was supposed to be. There's a good double-handed throw-in by Kimberly Jordan. Goes right back out off the foot of an Eagle, so it'll stay the Hawks ball and they'll move back down. So the Eagles from Camarillo County, the Hawks from Los Angeles a little bit south of them, both teams battling out here in Moreno Valley. 1-1 is the score as the ball is shot straight up in the air, coming down. I'll tell you, that one went as high as a pop fly in a baseball game. All the teams looking for it, waiting for it to come down, and now both teams once again trying to gain control of the ball. Things have settled down now. Right after the first start of the game, we had two quick scores made it 1-1. And right now, it's been nothing but a defensive battle as the ball goes back and forth, back and forth. And now racing for it down in the near corner, you see Durbin for the Hawks, and that ball's going to be awarded to the Hawks. And so number 11, Kimberly Jordan, is going to come into play and try and send the ball back down into action deep in the Eagles' territory. Both teams lining up. It's going to be a good, strong throw. Let's see how far she can get it out there. Nice ball. Headed off temporarily by Braunschweiger. Good footwork down there. Good job by Kimberly Jordan. Can't quite get to it is a running Kelly Durbin, so the ball goes across the goal line, and that's going to result in a goal kick for the Eagles, and they'll try and bring it back the other way. For the Eagles, they've had some good success in earlier tournaments, recently traveling to Bakersfield, California, where they participated in the President's Cup. The end result, well, give them credit. They became champions in their division. So coming off a good win there in tournament play. The Madrid Hawks, well, they did a good job also. You know, each of these teams playing 3 games each in order to get to this round of 16. And let's give credit to the Hawks. In those 3 games, they scored 12 goals, which was the highest number of goals scored in the 3 games of all the 34 teams that started this competition in State Cup action. Now, the Hawks with a corner kick. Dangerous time right now. It's a dangerous Kimberly Jordan as she's going to send the ball bounding and curving towards the net right there. effectively knocked away and cleared out of the goal box area. And a good job by the Eagles. So it was an attempt by the Eagles to try and gain control of the ball. Couldn't quite do it. And so now it's a quick throw in by Jordan. Picked up deep in the pocket. That's number 7, Durbin, for the Hawks. Can't get there as a charging Hawks player, and so it's going to be a goal kick once again for the Eagles, and we're going to go the other way. I'll tell you, the last few minutes, it's been some offensive pressure put on by the Hawks. The Eagles having a hard time to clear the ball outside of their end of the field. And right now they have an opportunity. Nice ball by McKickney, but give credit to a charging defensive play of Juliana Goldstein. And now picked up once again. That's going to be off the foot of a Hawks player, number 7, Kelly Durbin. And the ball goes back in the favor of the Eagles. And that's, of course, what we've been seeing this first half of play. Talked about it, the 70 minutes of play, 2 35-minute halves for this division. Now the action picks up right at midfield. Racing after it. Carrie Stedman for the Eagles sends it back down, and it goes outside of the touchline. Again, given to the Eagles. So both teams playing the whole field vertically and across horizontally. Now coming out for a breather is L'Oreal Lynch. Nice effort by both teams. Cleared out, picked up by Durbin. Durbin looking to feed somebody, but right there is the defensive wall of the Eagles, and they're going to bring it down. Racing after it, could not quite get it, and now it'll go back the other way on the far sideline. Nice header to bring it down into the direction of the Eagles' net. Braunschweiger right there, and then, of course, the yellow-shirted Tara Peraza does a good job of kicking it deep. Peraza, a very formidable keeper, as she's going to be doing her best to try and keep that ball outside of her net. And now coming down with a nice pass by the Hawks. Carries over midfield, but there you go again, a charging Eagles. Brings the ball way deep. Look out. Shot on goal. Empty net. Scores! I tell you what, there was nobody in that net, and it was absolutely wide open for the Eagles. And number 9, Kim Walker, puts number 2 on the board. Don't know where Lily Funderburk was going. She was coming up trying to take care of the ball as it was coming up near the net. She did not react and get back into her position in time, and that gave Kim Walker of the Eagles the opportunity to shoot the ball up and over to an empty net. So here we got the score, 2-1 now. Eagles out in front, and now the Hawks wanting to come back like the Eagles did and even up this game at 2-2. But right now it is the favor of the Eagles, 2-1. Very difficult job. And now picking the ball up, let's take a look at it. Shot on goal, nice save. Kelly Durbin put pepper on that ball, and let's give some great credit to Tara Peraza. She had to dive for that rocket. Excellent job. Congratulations, Peraza. That is a professional attempt right there. But look out, that's what both teams can do very dangerously. At any given second of this game, a foot on the ball is going to create a rocket anywhere, and without the help of these two keepers, we've got some danger. Right there trying to clear it out is Hayden Victor, and now pressure by the Eagles. And so what the Hawks had been doing just a few minutes earlier, which was the offensive pressure down in the Eagles' territory, Eagles now are doing the number on the Hawks, and they're keeping pressure down in the Hawks' territory. Hawks trying to clear it out, but right there with a nice trap, Nicole Canterbury. And now right now, Mejia. Okay, on the far sideline, Brower trying to send it ball and clears it nicely. And that goes outside of the touchline, so that ball is going to go back to the Hawks, and they're going to try and move it down. Good top flight action. Girls under 14 State Cup action. We are on the road to the quarterfinals. Two teams, the Camarillo Eagles right now out in front of the Real Madrid Hawks, 2-1. Quick throw in now by the Hawks. Now trying to set something up offensively. There's a host of nice clear out by the Eagles. And once again, the Hawks trying to set something up. They're denied. And just as soon as we talk about the teams with their offensive power, you're looking at a great defensive wall being put up by both teams. In that case, the Eagles doing a good job of clearing the ball out just as the Hawks were trying to set something up in front of the penalty box area. So the ball now goes back to the Eagles. A quick kick picked up by McKechnie, trying to send it downfield. There's a host of Hawks right there defensively. And right where we just left off, it's the Eagles continuing to try and put offensive pressure on the Hawks. Nicole Canterbury sending the ball down just outside of the penalty box area now. Nice headers by both teams. There's a shot. Sails wide, and right there is Lily Funderburk. Both teams coming in today ready to play, but let's talk about some hardship right now that the Hawks are having. Normally a team that has 15 players, they're down to 10, and there's another shot on goal, and this time it's Funderburk right where she's supposed to be, picks up the ball and sends it back out. So the Hawks, hoping to come into today's game with a full staff, are suffering. 5 girls are out with the flu. And that's got to be tough. Only 10 girls on the team, and they're all going to have to work hard to try and come back right now. They are down 2-1. Martin Carty was a little concerned about having so many girls out with the flu, but he felt very confident that the girls that were going to be playing today could do the job. And of course, you see them out there right now, and they are looking very good. Both teams now picking it up one-on-one defensively. Good job right there by Lynch. Now picked up by the Hawks player as they send it across. Nice trap. Going for the ball is Durbin, and now racing after it is Newton. Deep in the corner, Carrie Stedman being challenged by Newton. And now picked up and cleared out by Vanessa Stone. Good job right there by the Hawks. Give credit to Haley Jorgensborg. Boom, right there. Tara Peraza as she wants to be, and now she gives a good kick back out to midfield. So Peraza's got 2 saves on goal here as we start to wind down the first half of play. 2-1 is the score. As we mentioned earlier, it's 35-minute halves. Close-up action right in front of us. Good attempt by the Hawks to bring the ball down, and now there's Jordan. Jordan being challenged 2-on-1. Lynch right there with a nice stop. She sends it outside of the touchline, so the ball goes to the Hawks. And now they're going to look to set up some offensive play as the game starts winding down here in the first half. There's a nice throw in. Ball just outside of the penalty box area. Defensively for the Eagles, 2-on-1. There's a shot, just misses. Once again, from way outside the penalty box area, shot on goal by the Hawks. It was a diving Peraza, just in case the ball was there. Did sail outside of the near post, and once again, the Eagles just miss a sailing bullet to tie this game up. Substitutions have come in for the Eagles for fresh legs. And on that shot, it's a goal kick for Peraza as she sends it out, headed up nicely by Eklund for the Hawks. Now action just outside the penalty box area. Cleared out nicely to right in front of us. Good job by Juliana Goldstein. Now picked up nicely by Jorgensborg, sending it down on the far sideline. Now once again, it's Jennifer Newton challenging. Newton now puts the ball, and right there running up is Peraza. So Peraza getting a lot of action right now. Shot on goal, scores! 31, Karis Eklund from outside the penalty box area. Ball came to her, and she did a good trap play, took the ball away from the Eagles player, and once again from downtown, put the ball where she wanted to, far post. There was a charging Tara Peraza, just could not get there, And the Hawks have done it. They've done what they've wanted to do before this first half has ended, and they have tied this game up. 2-2 the score, and we have got great action here in the girls under 14 round of 16 State Cup action. Now picking up the ball is Funderburk. She puts the ball back into play. Now once again picked up, racing after in the corner, and the ball will be awarded back to the Hawks. That's Caitlin Colvard with the throw in on the far sideline. Good job. You see that time and time again. Both teams doing a good job of timing the ball, jumping in front of the other players, heading them, trapping them, really doing a good job. Just when the other team's about to trap it and keep control, and let's give credit right there with Kelly Durbin. She was flying in the air. Her whole body was outside the touchline, yet was able to keep the ball in play. Strong check, as you just saw, now being challenged. It's Lynch versus Jordan. Lynch now moving the ball downfield. Nice pass. Nothing really was there in the middle of the area. It was Lynch with a nice pass right in front of the penalty box area. Couldn't find another Eagles player for the opportunity to score, but that ball was being set up nicely. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. In that case, didn't have the right personnel in the right position, but let's give a star to L'Oreal Lynch. She drove the ball down there, weaving, dribbling the ball, did a real nice job. So now the ball sails up high and outside the touchline on the far sideline. The Hawks will take control of the ball, and they're now going to be moving the ball down. Good two-handed throw, and the defensive wall stiffens now for the Eagles as the Hawks try and come down and do something. Cleared out by the Eagles. Eagles pick up the ball. Now they're going to send it down. Nice ball, racing after it all by herself, looking for a shot on goal. Just can't get there. There's a scoring opportunity, never developed. Good job by the Hawks. So that was Kim Walker for the Eagles, who was all by herself, just couldn't quite get a handle on the ball, slowed up a little bit, gave a chance for the Hawks to be able to come up and take the ball away. But here's her revenge, sends the ball down from a corner kick. There's a shot on goal, off the crossbar, still there. Oh my, oh my. So that was number 11, Brianna Monka for the Eagles, and she put a ball onto the net. It hit the crossbar. You saw it. Lily Funderburk was right there waiting for the ball to come down. It never did. It hit the crossbar twice before finally bouncing behind it. My, oh my. This is great action here today, everybody. And so that is the whistle indicating a wonderful first half and full of action. Boy, oh boy, let's recap. Both teams starting off, it was a score by the Hawks followed by a matching score for the Eagles. Coming back, then the Eagles took a 2-1 lead, followed by a goal by the Hawks, and boy, oh boy, that is where we end right now. After one half of play, the Camarillo Eagles 2, the Madrid Hawks 2. We'll be back with the start of the second half. Hi everybody and welcome back. This is Dan Williams, and of course we are experiencing one heck of a soccer match. Girls under 14 action, and we've got both teams at a 2-2 tie as we start the second half of play. And with that second half, now we've got both teams who've switched directions. Now moving from left to right, you are going to be seeing the Camarillo Eagles. And of course now you can see picking up right there, that's Jennifer Newton immediately coming down. Shot on goal right there. Oh, doctor, she just missed. Right across the face of the defender, there was Kelly Durbin. Just couldn't quite get a head on that. That could have been a picture-perfect pass and shot in goal, but there'll be another time. So action picks up on the far sideline. And right away, just as we ended the first half, hot action and a good job by a charging Lily Funderburg. So now the teams have switched directions. The goalies now have switched. Funderburg will be in the goal on your right-hand side of the television, and Tara Peraza in the yellow will be defending the far goal. And you'll see Peraza right there as she's charging up. Ball goes out of bounds. I'm telling you, you never know what's going to happen. There's a throw-in by Phoebe Brower. Girls are quick, they've got strong legs, and they can put that ball on the mark. And I'll tell you what, the score could be more, but the balls have just been missing, and we're talking inches in this game. Now racing for the ball, Juliana Goldstein. She takes a tumble, and now, nice job! Lily Funderburg with a charge, and she took on a big opponent right there. Give Lily Funderburg credit as she sacrifices her body. There was just about to be a scoring opportunity by the Eagles, but it was a charging, sliding Lily Funderburg who was able to deny the Eagles from a chance. And now moving the other way are the Eagles as they pick the ball up. Back and forth the ball goes. Challenge right there now. It's Brower versus Stone. And now picked up once again by the Eagles. Nice pass. And now picked up in the middle of the field, being challenged by Eklund. And now deep, it's 12 on 12. That's McKechnie versus Colvard. Both teams, after a rest of the halftime, have just picked it up, and I think they're even stronger now than they were in the start of the game. Nice ball now. 2-on-1. Who's got it? Whistle blown as the tumble goes down. Ball will be awarded now to the Eagles. Check that. Hawks take control and they move the ball down. Nice header by Newton. Newton right there, but there's two defenders for the Eagles, and the Eagles take control. Both teams have some good speed. Nice work right there by Monka. Ball now squirts out. Near side action. Good job by Brower as she comes up to help out her teammate. Shot on goal. Nobody there. Once again, it was a nice crossing pass. Kelly Durbin not quite in position for the Hawks. So the ball sails out harmlessly. But that's been a couple good passing shots crossing right in front of the face of the net. Just hasn't had some good position by the Hawks. Otherwise, they could desperately be up here 4-2. But remains a tie score and a good one as it is. 2-2 as the ball sails out past the goal line. Tara Peraza giving instructions of placement for her teammates. And so a corner kick's going to be coming up for the Hawks, and we mention it all the time, a dangerous, dangerous shot from any team. Kimberly Jordan doing the honors this way. She wants it up and bending into the net. Actually curves the other way, going away from the net. That helps out the Eagles as they now are racing for the ball. Nice pass by the Eagles. Picked up by Brower for the Hawks, and right back and forth, ping pong action at midfield. Durbin for the Hawks. And right there, the double 12s, McKechnie and Colvard. And now coming down the far sideline, chasing after it, it's Canterbury versus Victor. Canterbury versus Victor in the corner. Goes outside, and that ball will be given to the Eagles. And that'll be a strong throw in. Good one, way deep. Both teams spread out, so not much action inside of the goal area there. And now quickly it goes to midfield. Good job, Mejia. Good passing right now. The ball's being kept on the ground by the Eagles. 0-0. That's Lynch being challenged now over there by Goldstein. Lynch and Goldstein, and now a little help from a sliding Jordan. Jordan on the ground. She might have hurt herself a little bit. She's up now. She's okay. So you never know. You got some sliding. You got ankles and knees and all sorts of good things that could give you problems. Now picked up by Monca. Monca bringing it down. And then there's Victor for the Hawks sending it back. So once again now, where we had a lot of rapid fire, now the defense is settling down for both teams, and the ball now volleying back and forth. We mentioned earlier in the first half of play that it was a high-scoring Hawks team that sailed through their first games, 3 of them. Now action right down there as Victor takes a tumble with the help of Eklund, clears the ball out nicely, and that's Jessica Trevino. Trevino with a good job. That's going to go off the foot of Durbin.
Up to midfield, up to midfield.
And so now they give the ball to the Hawks, and Jordan will throw the ball in. So the Hawks sailed through their first 3 games, winning 5-1, 4-1, and 3-0. 12 goals scored, and that was the highest amount of goals scored in all the 34 teams that started out playing. Out of 34, well, we're down to 16. You're seeing 2 of those 16 right now. Camarillo Eagles 2, Real Madrid Hawks 2. Slight wind moving from left to right on your television screen. Nice ball downfield. Ball is loose, and then all of a sudden, it's Funderburker's there. So that was a real nice ball by the Eagles. Right down there for the Hawks as well. Had some good defensive help. Funderburk was there. And once again now the Eagles trying to move downfield, but nicely cleared out by the Hawks. And now both girls crunching each other. That was Newton for the Hawks. Nice ball down the near sideline. We mentioned it earlier, is that both teams are really effectively using the full width and length of the field. Keeping the ball on the ground, moving it all around. You'll see patches where there's absolutely nobody around for a few seconds, and that's just because the ball is just going all over the place. And that's good. Keeping the game wide open, being able to use the quickness and good passing attacks of both teams. We're just seeing some real top-notch action right here. Picked up now by the Eagles, racing for it. Got it under control as Jordan. Jordan now looking for some help. Right now, they're the Hawks. We're looking at Durbin. Durbin sliding down. Referee says play on as they both take a tumble. That's Eklund with the help as it bounces off one of the Eagles players. And so Eklund, 31, will throw the ball in, and a nice throw that it is. Nicely headed by Durbin. Once again, Durbin. Ball coming across the face. Could an opportunity to score. Right there, give credit. Jessica Trevino was there to cause interference for the Eagles. Looked like there was going to be a sure scoring opportunity for the Hawks, but it's Trevino and Peraza, the keeper for the Eagles, that denies the Hawks any scoring opportunity. And so Hawks keeping control of the ball. Number 3, Jennifer Newton. Corner kick time. Newton now wanted to try and bend that ball towards the net. That time there's a nice one. Little short.
Bad luck, bad luck. Great ball, Jenny Newton.
Handball called against the Hawks, and so the ball goes back to the Eagles. Quick kick. There's a charging Brower trying to cause interference. And right now, it's heavy-duty defense. Eklund trying to take control. Give credit to the Eagles as they stay with the ball and sends the ball down nicely. Charging Lily Funderburk. Both teams going back and forth. And now it's the Eagles' turn to try and put the ball down deep in the Hawks' territory. Good action right in front of the cameraman. And right there it was Phoebe Brower trying to take control of the ball. Just couldn't handle it. And it goes outside the touchline. And so Vanessa Stone for the Eagles will try a throw in. Substitutions now coming in for the Eagles. Fresh legs. Now a little bit of action right in front of the penalty box area, and once again, it's the defensive wall that stiffens up for the Hawks. There's a shot coming out wide, and right there is Funderburg. So while we saw some damage before where some shots were mailed from long distance, that one didn't really have much mustard on it. That was an easy grab for 00 Lily Funderburg, and the play continues. Funderburg right there. So now it's Funderburg with a little bit of action on herself, waiting for people to get in position as she sends a high one short, but it's going to make it to midfield and carried over nicely by Newton. Newton now stretching out those legs as she's going way deep, being challenged now in the corner. Newton goes down. Right there to help her out is Brower. Stays in bounds, and now it's down deep. Newton and Brower trying to put something together, and hey, give credit now to the Eagles as they are doing a good job defensively, not giving a chance for the Hawks to set something up. And we've seen that again. Both Coach Monka and Coach Carty have both said their teams are strong defensively, and we're seeing it time and time again.
Again, play. What's the long ball, Hayden?
Both teams finished about middle of the pack in their league play. For the Eagles in their division, they finished in 3rd place. For the Hawks, they came in 4th place. Action now right in front.
Take your time. Now push it through now. Now.
Good job by Brower bringing it down. Picked up by Newton.
Switch it.
And now picked up by Jorgensborg. There's a whistle. Ball's called dead, and we'll pick up the action as the ball's put back into play. So we talked about both teams finishing about middle in the pack, but both coaches felt that they had a real good year. For the Hawks, this is the first year that they've moved up and played in the silver division. That was 1996. Now they're playing once again at that level, but they felt they did very, very well. In 1995, it was the first year as a club team, and the Hawks became co-champions in the bronze division. The next year, 1996, they moved up to the silver division, and that's where they're playing right now. Very well balanced offensive and defensive, strong defensive team. For the Eagles, Coach Monka, this is the first year this team is actually together, and he feels very, very proud of the team. They've done a great job. Started out their league play with 2 losses in September, but on a roll from October through February, they are undefeated, and he feels very proud, as the whole team should, on that one. Speed and defensive skills as well are the strengths for his team, and of course they're flexing both of those muscles here today in Moreno Valley. Now picked up by the Hawks. Staying with it is Eklund. Good job by Eklund. Out to Newton. Newton now, nice ball picked up by Durbin, and there's going to be a whistle called. Ball goes back to the Hawks. So what happened on that play, offsides called, and now it's going to go back to the Eagles, and they'll pick it up and try and go the other way.
Drop back, Hayden. Drop back deep.
14 minutes into this second half of play. 2-2 is the score. We are in 35-minute halves, so we're a little less than halfway through. Lot of time left. This game ends in a 2-2 tie. We still have to declare a winner. It'll have to go into overtime, but right now, a lot of time left for a team to score. And with these two teams pulling the trigger, it can happen real fast. Ball awarded back now down to the Hawks. They'll be moving. Juliana Goldstein giving the ball back to Durbin. And Funderburk.
Stay there, Lil.
On the far sideline is Goldstein, looking for a nice throw in. Does a good job right there. Splits a couple defenders, and now picking the ball up nicely is the Eagles. And then once again, you see some great defensive play. Back and forth we go. So the ball crosses midfield right into the waiting foot of the Eagles player. Good job, back and forth the ball goes. Jessica Trevino did a good job for the Eagles. And now controlling the ball is Haley Jorgensborg, getting it out to Eklund on the near side. Eklund all by herself. She's going to put a shot on the goal. Just sails over. So Eklund all by herself on the outside corner. Positioning herself was Tara Peraza for the shot. It just sailed over the top crossbar. Both coaches yelling encouragement from both sides. We mentioned it, head coach Steve Monka for the Eagles, his counterpart, Coach Martin Cargy for the Hawks. Jessica Trevino showing her muscle right there as she gives a shove to Phoebe Brower, and the referee says, ain't gonna happen, and so the ball will be awarded back to the Hawks, and they'll start their march on the Eagles side of the half. Jorgensborg. Let's take a look once again at the rosters for these two teams, as there's a chip shot by Victor looking to set something up. Right there's the shot right in front of the area. Good job by both teams. So the Hawks were trying to do the right thing. They were setting up an opportunity right in front of the goal box, but it was the charging defensive Eagles that kept the ball outside of the danger zone, and so we pick up the action as the Hawks are trying to put the ball back down in the play, and it's flirting dangerously right on the outside corner box of the Eagles. Now the Eagles now picking it up, and they're going to move back down the other way. Carrie Stedman now sends the ball back down, racing for it, and a nice ball just misses. I'll tell you what, there was another rocket from the Eagles on the far sideline. That was a running Eagles player, and in full stride put the foot on the ball and did a great job. Just sailed to the far side of the far post. It was wide, and so now the ball goes back off the foot of a Hawks player, and the Eagles pick up the pace as they bring the ball out. Vanessa Stone with the throw. And right there now, breaking free, sailing outside of the goal line, and so now it's going to be Funderburk with the ball back into play. This is your game of the week, round of 16 State Cup action in Moreno Valley. Right now it's score Camarillo Eagles 2, the Madrid Hawks 2, and we have got great super action, and now we've got some substitutions coming in. 0-0, that's L'Oreal Lynch back into the game as she sees action right away. Victor for the Hawks trying to clear the ball out. And now just done that. Good job and some dribbling now. And now going back the other way, good job by Vanessa Stone. Stone now. Good close-up action right in front of us as Newton now takes control of the ball, being challenged by Monka. Monka versus Newton in the corner. Newton looking for a pass, and a good slide tackle by Eagles, and that's Brianna Monka. Play on the handball, and so Brower sends the ball down right in front of the penalty box area. Picked up again by Monka, who sends it across midfield nicely, and racing after it is Caitlin Colvard. Colvard being challenged right there.
Take your time.
Right in front of us, Newton trying to pick the ball up, sends a volley, headed off nicely by an Eagles player. Good ball, leading in front all by herself is Eklund. Oh, wow, what a great defensive play give credit to number 12, Ashley McKechnie, who came out of nowhere. And it was Karis Eklund who was just about to put the foot on the ball, and a charging Ashley McKechnie for the Eagles came out of nowhere and did a brilliant job in defensive play.
Just make contact.
That adds up for a corner kick for the Hawks, sends it high, action in front of the goal box area. And right there for the Eagles is Tara Peraza. She's done a great job today and continuing to be strong in the goal for the Eagles. And Funderburk, 0-0. Lily for the Hawks, she's done just as well. 2-2 is still the score. Got a lot of time left. Just past 20 minutes of play. We've got 35 minutes altogether, so we're looking at 15 more minutes of play. Lynch now for the Eagles with the throw-in. Caitlin Colvard right there for the Hawks. And now breaking away and looking for a scoring opportunity, and good job by a diving Lily Funderburk. It was the Eagles looking for a shot, and Funderburk sacrificing that body and coming down. I tell you, that is a dangerous, dangerous situation. She is diving for the ball at the same time an Eagles player is trying to put the foot on the ball. Let's just hope the foot doesn't meet the head, because that happens sometimes, and that can be dangerous. Luckily, Funderburk gets back up and puts the ball back into play. Eklund now with the ball. Nice ball sent down, racing for it once again. Newton, nicely challenged by the Eagles. And now Brower comes into the picture. Now deep in the corner. Once again, it's Newton. And the Eagles once again do a great job defensively as they squash that scoring opportunity. It was the Hawks trying to set something up, but the Eagles saying, no way, doctor, and that's where we are right now. Brower throwing the ball back in for the Hawks. Foot on it by Jorgensborg. Lynch sends the ball back out. Will it make it? Sure does, outside the touchline. So once again, the Eagles slow down the pace of the Hawks, but right now the Hawks are hot, and they've got offensive pressure putting it down deep in the Eagles' territory. 2-2 the score. Throw in now by the Hawks deep. Newton going after it, and once again it's going to be cleared out by the Eagles. So here's the pattern. We've seen it on both ends of the field. One of the teams throws it in, the other team steps up defensively, knocks it back out. Quick throw in now by the Hawks. Brower there. Brower for the Hawks trying to put it in there, and once again the sure hands of Tara Peraza sends it down deep now, racing after it. Hayden Victor, the captain for the Hawks, and right there is Funderburk. So Funderburk will put the ball back into play. We mentioned it earlier, it's a beautiful day here in Moreno Valley. Wind moving from left to right in a very stiff breeze. That's going to help Peraza as she sends the ball sailing to midfield. And shots on goal right now for the Eagles can be in favor of that side, because moving from left and right, you get the ball up in the air, and that wind does nothing but help increase the speed. It's moving directly across, and so you're not going to get much bending of the ball, as we see number 11, Brianna Monka, take a needed break. And so we're getting fresh legs for the Eagles.
Go Hawks!
And so both teams getting ready to take up and get back into play. 2-on-1 in favor of the Eagles as they take the ball away temporarily, but I tell you, Newton not being a person to give up, she's been in there the whole time, and now Lynch sends a nice ball down. Nice trap by Victor. Ball free and racing forward as a dink shot comes up, and racing onto it is Funderburk. So now it's the Eagles' turn. They're going to put some offensive pressure down deep in the Hawks' territory. Both teams putting the pressure, but nobody being able to break the ice the second half as the score remains 2-2. Outside of the touchline, ball awarded back to the Eagles. Quick throw in. Nice header by the Hawks. And now Vanessa Stone trying to send the ball back down, carrying it on for the Eagles. Ball goes outside, and it's going to be awarded back to the Eagles. Check that, to the Hawks, and they're going to be moving back down now. Quick throw in on the near sideline right in front of our camera crew. Nice header in front of us by Newton. And now you see 2-on-1 as it's cleared out. Ball sails back out, and so running after it is Caitlin Colvard for the Hawks, and she's going to be throwing the ball back in. Colvard with a throw-in action right in front of us. Nice headshot by L'Oreal Lynch for the Eagles. Whistle blown. Ball's going to be awarded back to the Eagles, and they'll put it back into play. So the Hawks with the ball. Number 4, Jessica Trevino, right in front of us for the Eagles, positioning herself. Trevino down there. Lynch down there. 2-on-1, trying to get the ball away from the Hawks player. Ball's awarded to the Hawks. So a quick throw in now. Good strong one right along the edge. That's Brower and Newton looking for control. Racing after it as well is the Eagles. Nice header in the direction of the goal. That's Durbin looking for Eklund. Ball cleared out as it passes midfield on the far sideline. That'll go outside the touchline, and that should remain the Eagles' ball. Hawks now with it. Goldstein with the throw-in. Picked up by Trevino. Nice ball as it carried through. Now it'll be picked up on the near sideline by Lynch. Lynch looking for somebody, sends it way up in the air, and Funderburg is right there. So that was a good play. Lynch was sending a volleyed ball down deep into the penalty box area. There was a racing Eagles player, just couldn't quite get there in time. Funderburg was there. Funderburg doing a great job all game long today. Her counterpart, Peraza, has not made a mistake either, and so this score is 2-2, and that's where we stand. We are at 27 minutes into the second half of play. We go to 35 minutes until the end of the game. And right now, at a 2-2 tie, somebody's got to score to end this game. Otherwise, we just may go into overtime. There is a whistle, and so the ball puts down on the ground. If we go into overtime, rules have it that it consists of 2 10-minute halves.
Go!
Both these teams evenly matched, so I wouldn't be surprised if it happens. And now racing for the ball. Good spin-around move, trying to get it to Lynch, but right there is Brower, and the ball gets sent back out again on the touchline on the near sideline. And so the Hawks will pick up the ball, and that'll be Brower with the ball. So once again, let's go through the rosters for the Eagles. It's 00 Lynch with Mejia, Trevino, Braunschweiger, that's Aaron, and Michelle Braunschweiger, both 5 and 7 respectively. Walker, Stone, Munka, McKechnie, Canterbury, Stedman, and then Peraza, wearing number 14, is the keeper for the Eagles. For the Hawks, you've got Brower, Newton, Durbin, Jordan, Colvard, Victor, Jorgensborg, Eklund, and Funderburg. Funderburg, 00. She is the keeper in the red jersey, picking the ball up for the Hawks. So that's the team that we've got. And we've got an injured player down on the field. Could be Vanessa Stone on the ground as coach comes out and trainers come out to take a look at what's happening. So the ball resumes back into play. Stone okay as she's up and back into play. You see action right there, right up against Newton. Stone versus Newton. And now picked up nicely, passed by Monka. And now it's the Hawks looking for control. Racing forward is Newton, but not in time as the Eagles send the ball down nicely. One-on-one, good job by Kim Walker. Walker sends the ball down deep. Linesman says the ball's outside of the touchline, and so it'll be awarded back to the Hawks. Great action that we've got going here. Round of 16, it's El Potrero Park in Moreno Valley. Couldn't ask for a better day. You can see it, blue skies galore, maybe even a little too hot for the spectators. We'll give credit to both the teams as they're playing their heart out in this weather. Do have a nice breeze that's blowing from left to right. You can see the Eagles flag fluttering in the wind. Both teams, I'll tell you what, both teams causing their own wind as they are racing around on this field. And they're kicked out of bounds by the Eagles. And that'll be a Hawks ball on the far sideline. It'll be a throw-in by Kimberly Jordan as she looks for some offensive help inside the penalty box area. But instead, she finds an Eagles player who sends the ball right back outside the touchline area. So the ball comes back into play. Nice double-handed throw. Carried over. That goes outside of the goal line, headed off by an Eagles player. And that'll become a corner kick for the Hawks. And I tell you, if there's any excitement, it's to watch a corner kick, because if the player can get the ball up in the air, can time it nicely, can judge the distance, put a nice touch on the ball, get the ball arcing towards the net, it is all kinds of trouble for the defending team. Let's see what Jennifer Newton can do. Curves out outside of the net. Nice job. Kimberly Jordan put the foot on the ball. Nice tap. Went right into the waiting hands of Tara Peraza. And those can be some hard shots. You know, the ball's up in the air, and if you misjudge it, it could either go over your head or off to the side. Peraza has been 100% accurate in her efforts today. And so Haley Jorgensborg puts the ball down, gets into position, and Hayden Victor puts it into play. Nice ball, looking for somebody there, racing up. Was a Hawks player, but just didn't time it very nicely. And now Jordan says, I've got control, and sends the ball down deep. And right there is Peraza. So Jordan had an Eagles player all over her back, shrugged her off, turned around, and put a nice shot on the goal. But right there was Peraza for the Eagles. And now picking up the ball, moving it downfield, Jessica Trevino takes a tumble. Referee says play on, and so the ball stays in continuance. Nice trap by the Hawks. There's a shot. Now that's off the hand of Funderburk. The question is did she touch it before or after it went past the goal line? We'll take a look and see what happens. And they're going to award it as a corner kick. So it was Funderburk who actually touched the ball before it went out of the goal line. And so here comes the kick. It's a hard one. Stays on the ground, bouncing right outside of the penalty box area. Nice challenge and nice defense by the Hawks. That's what they wanted to do. And now it's the Hawks who've putting up the steel curtain for themselves. You play in community parks, and this is an awfully nice one, but you have the shrubbery all around the field, and sometimes the ball just disappears. Well, we found it. Another corner kick coming on. And now this time the ball disappears into the shrubbery once again, but this time it's going to be a goal kick, that is, by Lily Funderburk. So Funderburk has the ball on the ground, and really with just seconds left in this second half, sends the ball into the air, and there is the whistle, and that ends the second half of play. And what a defensive struggle it was. I'm telling you, after 35 minutes of the second half, there were no scores, and the score remains as it was at the end of the first half. And of course, after the full regulation play of 70 minutes, we've got the Camarillo Eagles 2, the Madrid Hawks 2, and that means overtime, baby. 2 10-minute halves, and we are coming right back to start this overtime play with two top teams. So Coach Munka and Coach Carty find themselves in overtime. Both teams playing their hearts out for 70 minutes. And guess what, guys? We've got 20 more to go. 2 10-minute halves. It is overtime here in Moreno Valley. A super-duper round of 16. Girls under 14 State Cup action right here. We are underway in the first 10-minute half. And right there, it's Karis Eklund putting the foot on the ball, and with the help of Kimberly Jordan, they are looking to attack. Keeping the ball into play, and a quick throw in by Jordan. And Eklund right there once again, the wall being set up by the Eagles. Right there is Peraza. She's been there the whole game, and once again she does the job for the Eagles as she tries to send the ball down deep to midfield. And now it wants to be the Eagles' turn to try and move the ball down, but the Hawks intercept the ball, keeping the ball on the ground and looking for a nice pass. But again, defensively for the Eagles, they deny it temporarily. So what you're going to see, it's going to happen out of nowhere because both these teams have good, strong legs on it. And both teams have got great defensive walls. But they're going to find a crack in that wall, and there's going to be a quick shot. So keep your eyes open during these next 20 minutes because somebody's going to score. Hawks with the ball, Kimberly Jordan, quick throw in. And if there's one thing that these girls have got to be, they got to start being tired. Their gas tanks have got to start getting low. They've been out here in the sunshine for 70 minutes. Now we're going on the 80 minutes, and Eklund with the shot goes up and over just wide of the near bar. And so the post is right there, Peraza is right there. Ball goes outside, it'll be a goal kick for Peraza and the Eagles, and they're going to try and move back the other way. Eklund comes in, takes a nice trap right there. Shot stays on the ground. It was a dinkler. So it was Eklund who gave the ball to Durbin. Nothing quite happens there, and now the ball comes back out close to midfield. Play on, says the referee. And now this time the Eagles looking to put something together. Braunschweiger, Aaron. Nice pass out to the near corner. And now action right in front, just misses. A diving Funderburg. Wasn't quite sure if the ball was going to be going into the net. She laid herself all the way out. Ball just sailed across the face, so there was no damage done. So now the ball goes back to the Hawks to move the other way. So Carrie Stedman for the Eagles put the shot. The ball crossed the face of the net, and it was a diving Funderburg to try and make sure the ball didn't go in. But no damage done as Kolvard for the Hawks begins to put the ball back into play. Right there for the Eagles defensively. Nice ball as it carries down deep, racing for it, Durbin, picking it up. Good effort, but staying with it all the way. Nice job for the Eagles. Mejia, and now picking it up, number 3, Newton. Both teams now jockeying for position. Monka sends the ball out. That's going to be off the foot. Waiting for somebody to come. Ball's thrown out, so it's off the foot of the Hawks player. Eagles with the ball, throwing it back in. And so Monka takes the ball, being challenged by Jorgensborg. And now the Eagles picking up the pace, looking for a nice pass, back and forth, setting up some strategy, looking for something to happen. Right there, the Hawks. Nice ball back down to Durbin. Durbin being challenged by Walker. Outside of the touchline, the ball's going to be awarded to the Eagles. Quick throw in, looking for an opportunity. That ball's off the foot of the Hawks. It'll remain the possession of the Eagles. And the linesman gives it to the Hawks, so Juliana Goldstein throws the ball in. Racing now for it, letting the ball go outside of the goal line. Ball will be awarded to the Hawks in this case, and we're going to try and keep this ball going. Throw in. Action now just inside the penalty box area. Durbin crossing, headed. Oh my goodness, the ball goes in. They're going to call it a score. Action right outside of the goal net. The ball coming across the face. It was a Peraza who was trying to find the handle of the ball, couldn't find the handle, and fell into her own goal. And Peraza's pretty dejected right there. Can't believe what happened. Now there's some controversy right now, and it is awarded. It is awarded to the Hawks, and Peraza and the Eagles are in disbelief right now. Can't believe what happened. Give credit to the Hawks who put the offensive pressure right there the whole time, and you have to give credit to Peraza. Wasn't her fault at all. She was doing what she had to. She had two Hawks players within a few feet of her. Action hot and heavy. She had the ball in her hands, just couldn't quite keep it outside of the goal area. Peraza doing a great job, but the referee gives the goal to the Hawks. And so now out in front, 6 minutes into the first half of play, and the Hawks now go ahead 3-2. Good job by Peraza. She is aggressive as ever. She didn't give up on that one. You saw the nice slide block right there. She is furious down there, I'm sure. But she's going to take out her aggressions in a very positive way, and that is to play good, hard, clean, fundamental soccer. Good action one-on-one on the far sideline. Right now it's Eklund who takes the ball out. Monka right there for the Eagles. Now picked up by Newton, who does some dazzling footwork, but taken away by the Eagles and launched down towards midfield. And now the Eagles looking to set something up. That's a high volley. Newton sends a nice ball down. And it's Jordan and Durbin looking for a handle. Eklund there as well. Back to Newton. Nice header back. Now the defense starts to stiffen up for the Eagles as they now take offensive control. Nice footwork right there by the Eagles. Nice pass on the ground. Play on is called, surprisingly, as the Eagles player takes a tumble. Funderburk now with the ball, and conversation happens. Funderburk puts it back in there. Surprisingly, one of the Eagles players took a tumble, but the referee denied calling the play, and we move on. There's a push, and so that was number 12, Ashley McKechnie, who gave a shove to the Hawks player, went tumbling, and right there was the referee to call that one. So right now, the call's kind of going in favor of the Hawks, it seems, as they miss one in favor of the Hawks, give one against the Eagles. And so now Hayden Victor puts the ball back into play, nicely taken care of by the Eagles as they clear it out. Whistle goes, and we've got a player down. Taking a hard tumble is an Eagles player. Coach is coming in from the sideline. Getting up on her own power. Number 5, Erin Braunschweiger. She took a hard tumble. Almost went shoulder and face first into the turf. She's okay, though, wiping some grass out of her eyes. So Brianna Monka will put the ball back into play for the Eagles, and they're going to try and march down and tie this thing up. 3-2 is the score. Hawks out in front. We are 9 minutes and just a few seconds now away from the end of the first half of overtime. And, baby, this has been an exciting one from start to finish. And that is the whistle. That ends the first half of play in this overtime. That is 3-2 in favor of the Hawks. You're now going to switch positions. Teams are going to be moving in different directions, and we will continue with the final 10 minutes of play. Hawks out in front, 3-2. So it's going to be up to the Eagles to muster some energy to try and put a ball back into the net themselves to try and give them a 3-3 tie. Both teams have been strong defensively all game long. Hawks breaking the tie in the first half of overtime. We are seconds away from starting the second and final 10 minutes of play. And again, Hawks out in front, 3-2. Both these teams fairly new to each other, the newest being the Eagles. This is their first year being together as a team. For the Hawks, they got together last year, started playing in the Silver Division. That's where they are right now. They moved up from the Bronze Division in 1995. We mentioned earlier, they were the co-champions of that Bronze Division. Eagles, who finished their league play in third place, had an impressive record, though. 10 wins, 2 losses, 4 ties. And from October through February, they were an undefeated team. So action picks up now. We are in the second half of this double overtime, or this overtime we're in. That was a good effort by the Eagles right there. Couldn't quite get it before it went outside of the touchline. So the ball gets awarded back to the Hawks, and they'll be moving down. So the Hawks from right to left will be moving. It'll be Peraza in the left-hand goal on your screen as we move across. We are getting late in the day. The wind continues to blow. A very warm day here in Moreno Valley, but a beautiful one at that. A great day for soccer all the way around. The field is dry. It's a long grass, a very thick turf, which causes the ball not to carry very fast or very far. So the passing attack, when the ball's on the ground, is not quite as fast or effective as it would be on a very short, trim turf. There's a shot, sails high and above, goes into that bush again. They'll dig it out and they'll send it back out into play. So Funderburk in her position gives a goal kick to put it back into play. Nice job. She's facing into the wind. Doesn't go very far as it sails high and gets caught up in the wind. Wind continuing to blow from left to right on your screen. That's going to be helping the Eagles as they are marching from left to right. They've got the wind in their back, so when they put a shot on goal, it's going to be wind aided, and that's going to be very, very helpful for the Eagles at this time. So what they're hoping for is during this second half of play, they're going to get some scoring opportunities. But right now, ball moving down into the Eagles' territory, now nicely being brought out by Ashley McKechnie. McKechnie bringing it down all by herself, trying to send it outside. Ball stays in and ever so more moving down deeper into the Hawks' territory. Eagles trying to set something up. There's a nice pass. Eagles still in control of the ball. And then right there was Funderburk. So it was the Eagles doing a nice job of keeping the ball on the down and passing. They were looking for Aaron Braunschweiger right in front of the goal area. Braunschweiger just couldn't quite get there as it's picked up by Funderburk and then put back into play. Brianna Monka with the throw for the Eagles as they want to try and put something into the net and tie this baby up. 3-2's the score. Hawks out in front. We are into the second half of this overtime, and now a good job by Durbin. Durbin being challenged by Braunschweiger. Goes out of bounds. Check that. Being challenged by McKechnie. McKechnie doing a good job of sending it outside of the touchline to be able to slow down the pace of the Hawks. Eagles don't want any more action in their side of the field. They want to bring it back down and put the ball in the net and tie this one up. Good job by Eklund. And now picked up by the Eagles, sending it down deep. Nice ball way down there. Being challenged by Braunschweiger. And now right there on the side, Kolvard. Picked up nicely by Kolvard as Kolvard brings it across. And now Eklund. And now the teams going back and forth. You can see them starting to run out of gas a little bit. They're going to call a handball right there against the Eagles. And so the Hawks have a good opportunity to set something up as it's a kick for them. So there's 4 minutes to go in the overtime, and I'm telling you, the Eagles have got to put something together quickly if they're going to try and tie this thing up. Right now, it's Victor for the Hawks in control. Puts a strong kick on the goal. That's going to sail wide, and right there is the sure-handed Peraza. And with the help of the wind, she sends a nice ball way down deep, racing for it. Trevino. And now the ball sent down deep. Off the crossbar, shoots and scores! So from way out, it was the Eagles sending the ball deep. It hit the crossbar, bounced directly down. Lily Funderburg could not find the handle on the ball, and it was a sure tap in by the Eagles, and they have done what they've wanted to do with literally just a few minutes left in this half. They have tied the score 3-3. Oh, baby, what a game. Now back into play. 3-3 is the score. Might as well have started the game all over again. And that's where we stand it. Perfect tie. And we have seen some excellent, excellent action. That last goal was a tough one for Funderburg, as it was a nice shot from way long distance, and that's where a lot of the balls have come from today. Hit the crossbar, directly went straight down vertically. Funderburg momentarily lost it, but it was just enough time for the Eagles to tap it in to tie it up. Another long ball down there, and this time the hands of Funderburg find it easily, and they try and put it back into play. Nice ball. Trapped by Jordan.
Well done, Kimberly. Bad luck.
So if this game ends in a tie at overtime, guess what? We get to go into one of the more exciting, and this game has been exciting. We go into even more exciting. We get into the penalty kick phase, and boy, oh boy, that is fun. So let's see what happens. Right now, 3-3 is the score, but you never know when someone's going to die a long distance and put the ball into the net. They've been doing it all game long today. And right now, it's in the hands of the Eagles. It goes outside of the touchline, and it's going to be the Hawks who take control of the ball as they'll be sending it back the other way. Nice, strong throw by the Hawks. Banging it back and forth off the foot. Right there, it's Brianna Monka. Had a great game today. Cleared out by the Hawks. Remember, they're sitting facing the wind, so every time they get the ball in the air, it's just not going to travel as far. So the advantage right now has got to be with the Eagles. They've got the wind at their backs, moving left to right. They want to try and set something up again so they can put that ball into the net. Right now, racing for it, McKechnie. McKechnie had a great game today, being challenged by Durbin. Ball awarded to the Eagles, and they're going to throw it in on the far sideline. You can see the stiff wind. That's the Eagles' colorful banner blowing in the wind. One minute now, 1 minute left in overtime. Both teams looking to end this one right now by finding the ball in the net. But literally seconds left, and is balling back and forth, so let's see what happens. All it takes is a strong leg off one of the players. And now it's the Eagles now, deep in the Hawks territory, looking for something to happen. Setting it up. There's going to be a shot. Shot's right there. Whoa! Right at the last minute, Lily Funderburg finds the handle. I just thought almost it was going to go right past her. And now Eagles again keeping pressure down in that part of the field. And now the Hawks cleared out past midfield. They want to try and do something. Good footwork by Newton. Newton with the pass leading Brower. Brower trying to move the ball down, but she finds the defensive wall of the Eagles.
White ball. Rocky, right behind you.
Ball back into play. Good action right there. Monka. 2-on-1. Defensive in favor. That's Joe Orgensberg. Jorgensborg for the Hawks sends it out. So now the Eagles, they're down close. They want to try and do something with seconds left in this half. In the corner. Opportunity right now. Eagles, and cleared out by the Hawks. Once again, looking for setting up, keeping the ball on the ground. Looking for a shot. Nice job by Durbin to try and keep the ball away. Free ball, running for it. Goldstein, shot. And so now Funderburg with the ball. So it's the Eagles right now putting tremendous offensive pressure down deep in the Hawks territory. Give credit for the Hawks, so they've been there defensively when they've needed to. And that is the whistle. 3 whistles is what you hear, and that means that it's the end of the overtime. So we've gone 70 minutes. We've gone 20 more minutes, and now we are at the end of overtime, and now we go into penalty kick phase. And we'll regroup in just a moment and come back, and we have got a barnstormer right here. 3-3 is the score, and somebody's going to win this. Boy, oh boy, what a game it's been. 3-3 tie after overtime, and that means we're bringing in the penalty kick phase. Now each team will bring up their top 5 kickers, and for the Hawks, they're starting off with number 31, Karis Eklund. Eklund, who had a goal in the game from way outside. Eklund now going to try and put her foot on the ball and do her best to help the Hawks out right here. Karis Eklund. Here she comes, shot, scores! Eklund with a great shot on the far side of the post. It was a diving Tara Peraza. She got a piece of it, but she actually knocked it right into the post. Ricocheted, as you saw, into the net, and so there's a goal for the Hawks. Now it's going to be up to the Eagles to try and answer that. They've got 5 kicks to do it. Getting ready. And the whistle will blow and the kick will be underway. Eagles turn right here. Kick booms. Nice save! Funderburg watching it the whole way, and nice job as she deflects it up and over the crossbar. So it was a nice shot by the Eagles. And now it's back, number 11 for the Hawks, Kimberly Jordan. Jordan will try her shot at it. Hawks 4, Eagles 3. Let's see what Kimberly Jordan can do. Peraza, now she's back in the box. Jordan dinks it, and it hits the crossbar. So she was trying to do what she wanted, which was to get it right up and over the outstretched hands of Tara Peraza, just a little bit high, hit that crossbar. And so now it'll be up to the Eagles to come right back, see what they can do with it. So this will be the second shot on goal now for the Eagles. Number 4, Jessica Trevino. Check that, number 7, Michelle Braunschweiger. Braunschweiger looking to try and put her foot right on the ball into the net. And with the whistle, we'll see what she can do. Funderburk, all eyes, shot, scores! So number 7, Michelle Braunschweiger, does an excellent job what she needed to do and ties it up at 4-4. And so both teams, after 2 penalty kicks, have a 4-4 tie, and now it's going to be up to the Hawks. Making sure they position that ball exactly where they want it. And that's number 14, Hayden Victor. Victor, the captain of the Hawks. Victor looking for her chance to do some help for the team. Peraza, keeper for the Eagles. She's ready. Shot on goal. Scores! So it was a slow rolling shot. Peraza waiting for one of the Rockets. Kind of got caught a little bit off guard there. And it was a nice ball by Victor, who put it right in there. And so now coming back, number 12, it'll be Ashley McKechnie. McKechnie now for the Eagles as she'll try to do her job. Five to 4 the score. Shot on goal. Scores! Good job by the Eagles, and they match it up right there. 5-5 is where we've got it. Each team has used 3 kickers, and now we'll continue on. Number 3. Check that. Number 7, Kelly Durbin had a goal in today's game. Durbin will now try and add to her score. Durbin waiting for the whistle. Peraza versus Durbin, one-on-one, and here we go. Durbin shoots, scores! And Durbin puts the ball right into the top of the goal. It was a jumping Tara Peraza, could not quite get it, and so now, after 4 kicks, the Hawks are out in front. So now it's up to the Eagles to try and come back and match it. Now the Hawks have sent 4 people to the plate. They've scored 3 goals. This will be the 4th appearance for the Eagles. Number 11, Brianna Monka. Monka will try and put this game into a tie once again. Monka lining up, looking for a shot on goal. Here she goes. Nice save by Funderburk. So it was an attempt by number 11, Brianna Monk, trying to keep it on the ground, but it was a good dive by Funderburk. And now the Hawks are out in front. So it's the best of 5, the first 5 on each side. Best number of goals is going to give the extra point and the win to the team. And so now this is the 5th person for the Hawks. And so now if Funderburk can make a score here, it'll put the game out of reach for the Eagles. The Eagles will have no chance to come back with any type of tie. So here we go. Funderburk for the win for the Hawks. There's the whistle for the win. Funderburk, she shoots, she scores! Funderburk with the score in penalty kicks, and the Hawks have won. The Hawks have won in the penalty kicks. Fantastic game. Jubilee, as you can see the Hawks, they are ecstatic. And what a game this has been, everybody. A fantastically played game by both teams. Going into overtime, we had to finally go into penalty kicks, and it was finally the Hawks coming out on top. And with the final score, it's the Hawks 4, the Camarillo Eagles 3. And it's the Hawks of Real Madrid of the Pacific Coast League who play out of the Silver Division. Head coach Martin Carty, manager Steve Durbin. The team moves on to the quarterfinals. And for the Eagles, nothing to be ashamed about. A fantastically played game. They did a great job. Congratulations to Steve Bonka and the rest of the team. And the final score today in Moreno Valley, Hawks 4, the Eagles 3. And on behalf of George Langevin Sports Video Productions, from Moreno Valley, California, I'm Dan Williams. We'll see you again.